The Arrowverse was going good with Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl, until they started with the crossover events. It just got confusing to me. In this video, I'll be showing you how I would have structured the CW's Arrowverse. But I will call it DCTV, just to keep it simple. Instead of starting this with Green Arrow, I will replace Arrow with a Batman TV series called Batman, and I would give it 2 seasons just like Arrow before the other shows. Batman would be played by Jensen Ackles. The show would be set in the dark, crime-ridden streets of Gotham City, capturing its brooding atmosphere. Maintaining a balance between the gritty realism of Arrow and the superhero elements of The Flash, the show would feature a mix of detective noir and high-octane action. It would explore the psychological depth of Bruce Wayne and the duality of his life as Batman. And we would see villains like the Riddler, Ra's al Ghul, Penguin, Mr. Freeze, Hush, Firefly, Bane, Poison Ivy, and Joker throughout the episodes and seasons. The show will feature Alfred played by Jeremy Irons, James Gordon played by Bryan Cranston, Selena Kyle played by Isa Gonzalez, and Lucius Fox played by Coleman Domingo. The pilot to Season 1, which is in 2012 because that's when Arrow's first season released, introduces Bruce Wayne's return to Gotham after years of training, taking back the mantle of Batman. Season 1 focuses on Bruce Wayne returning as Batman and his initial battles against Gotham's villains, setting up alliances with Gordon and Catwoman. In subsequent seasons, we delve deeper into Batman's rogues gallery, exploring major story arcs like the Court of Owls and Ra's al Ghul, with events tying into the larger DCTV. The next superhero that'll have a show will be for Aquaman, replacing The Flash, and it will release in 2014. I chose him since in the Arrowverse we didn't get to explore Atlantis much, so I think it would be cool to introduce that. Aquaman would be played by Alexander Ludwig. The series would alternate between the majestic underwater world of Atlantis and coastal cities like Amnesty Bay, showcasing the contrast between Arthur Curry's 2 worlds. The show would blend fantasy elements with modern-day superhero action, capturing the grandeur of Atlantis and the grounded, everyday struggles of Arthur Curry. The pilot introduces Arthur Curry's life in Amnesty Bay, his discovery of his Atlantean heritage, and his initial confrontation with his half-brother Orm, played by Travis Fimmel, who is the current king. The first season focuses on Aquaman's struggle to unify Atlantis and protect the surface world, battling Black Manta, King Shark, Ocean Master, and other threats, and ends with Arthur claiming the throne from his brother, similar to the DCU Aquaman film. The other seasons gets into Atlantean politics, Arthur's rivalry with Orm, and his alliance with Mera, who will be played by Emilia Clarke. Major story arcs could include the Trench and the search for the Trident. Lastly, for the first phase, will be a show for Superman which would air in 2015 and will replace Supergirl. We already have 2 great castings for Superman and Lois with Tyler Hoechlin and Bitsy Tulloch as Lois, so I don't have to worry about casting them. The show would be set primarily in Metropolis, capturing the bustling energy of the city, with occasional trips to Smallville for a more grounded, nostalgic feel. The series will have the same tone of Superman and Lois, focusing on Clark Kent's early years as Superman and his evolving relationship with Lois Lane. Superman balances his roles as a journalist at the Daily Planet and the city's protector. Lois Lane being a fearless and determined investigative journalist at the Daily Planet, developing a budding romance with Clark. Sam Lane, Lois's father, a high-ranking military officer with a complicated relationship with Superman. And of course Lex Luthor, the brilliant and ruthless businessman and antagonist, scheming to undermine Superman. As far as the villains, we see a rotating roster of Superman's rogues gallery, including Metallo, Brainiac, and Toyman. We also get an appearance from Supergirl, who helps Superman from time to time. The pilot sees Clark's life in Metropolis, his work at the Daily Planet, and his early days as Superman, ending with the first major confrontation with Lex Luthor. Season 1 focuses on Clark's rise as Superman, his developing relationship with Lois, and the challenges of balancing his dual life. Major threats from Lex Luthor and other villains test his resolve. In the other seasons we see metahumans and major story arcs like Lex Luthor running for president and also Brainiac's invasion, expanding on the dynamics within the Daily Planet and Clark's growth as both a hero and a journalist. Would offer a fresh take on the Man of Steel's early adventures before Jonathan and Jordan come into the picture. And there you have it, part 1 of my restructuring for the Arrowverse aka DCTV.